with the green, almost yellow highlighted numbers. They would call the toss.
That's sort of the signature Emerald City color now, isn't it? And it's tails. No, even Denver's excited. Denver's with us today. So we got Denver, and we also have, wait for it, the Rick meter.
Should be an exciting matchup. It's a new year. You can wipe past your slate pretty much clean. Christian Ronald Suey to kick off for Seattle. And we are underway from the high. Return from the 2-yard line up the middle, breaking a tackle and getting out to the 25-yard line is Kyle Fenimore. Brian Dynasty, BDG Hollywood will step on the field first to lead the Atlanta attack against the Seattle defense that had some standout performers a year ago, including David Horrell. Was a tackling machine a season ago. We'll see him. We'll introduce the starting lineups when we're done. Dynasty is going to throw across the field, completes it, but it's for a loss of 1, and the TFL is made just behind the line of scrimmage.
Well defended there by your Seattle nemesis. I like that play design. Maybe it just took a little too long to develop. We'll see if they continue, Colin, with the misdirection. We keep an eye out for counters, maybe throwback screens.
Dynasty under center. Single offset back to the right. Give to Hollywood his first carry and he explodes. He'll pick up yardage to the 33. Our statisticians are Ethan Kai and Mark Chisholm.
Hey, Mark.
As the throw goes out to the flat, Hollywood gets the first down and the hurry up continues.
What a surprise. Hollywood makes a play. To the surprise of no one.
Surprise of no one indeed. Hollywood.
Just a little power.
Ahead.
Just a little power to the right, Colin. And here we go.
And they continue to mash go on the gas pedal. It's a 2nd and 2. Hollywood, first down to the 47.
Well, the Swarm putting some stress on the nemesis early with the hurry up, not letting them substitute.
And now it finally starts to slow down. Loss of 1 in the backfield. Catherine Horrell on the TFL.
He is. And it's a short drop.
Throw out to the flat, and finally they will slow down after they cross the 50. Jamal Wooding on the reception, pick up a 3.
We should get ourselves to the lineups here. But that with that hurry up going, we couldn't really give the shout outs, but it's coming.
3rd and 7. Dynasty back to throw. Deep down the field. Catch is made. Down the field.
Let's take another look at that.
Kyle Fenimore on the reception.
Hopefully we get another look at that, Colin. They had high-low coverage, and I guess we're not going to see it. May have gone right through their hands.
So 1st and 10 for Atlanta on a 3rd down conversion. Ball is now on the 19. Dynasty will throw it out. It's his 2nd completion of the drive to Fenimore, who now has 36 yards on 2 receptions here early.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's early, but the Atlanta offense has a bit of a machine-like quality to it. Seattle is on their heels. See what they can do with it in the red zone.
See what they can do with it indeed, as Dynasty is back to throw, fires, and it is caught. Zeech Falco on the reception. He joins Fenimore in the receiver group for Atlanta. Mitchell O'Brien is the fullback. There's Falco number 17. Jamal Wooding is the tight end. Left tackle is Carter Hollywood, an undrafted rookie. Sam Falco is the left guard. We'll get to the Seattle lineups after this play, which is first and goal from the 6. Opening drive. Nothing. Our score. BDG Hollywood to carry. Walks into the end zone. Easy touchdown. And Atlanta scores the first touchdown of their season on the ground with BDG Hollywood.
Well, that was nice, and basically went for a stroll to the plane, whereupon he broke the plane. That's a great way to start the game and the season for the Atlanta Swarm and the Atlanta Swarm faithful.
Sammy Steele is the kicker. For the extra point attempt, 7:26 to go in the opening quarter. And Atlanta, they went very quickly down the field and scored themselves 7 points as the extra point is up and good. We got a 7-0 lead in Atlanta, 7.5 point favorites at home. In a place they don't lose very often. Take a 7-0 lead.
That's right. A nice drive, as I mentioned, to start the game and the season. Let's see what the retooled or tweaked Seattle Nemesis offense can feature here, Colin. We talked about that in our prep meetings, and got some new parts and pieces for the Swiss Army knife that is every team's SFL offensive set. And there was Doug Day in the foreground. Where's my Twinkie?
The return up the middle. Gus Scott, one of those new additions. Baloo Scott is the tailback, replacing Jalen Wells, who went to Houston to join his brother GP in their backfield. Quarterback is Terrellus Blanton, and Blanton will fire out a quick pass, and it is caught for a 9-yard gain. That's T. DeQueen, number 17 at wide receiver. She's the head coach. Joining her in the receiving corps, along with Gus Scott, is David Gears and Zachary Patton. Scott Powell is the fullback. Paulie Truth and Dean Jackson are the tight ends. That's the Seattle offense, which is facing a 2nd and 1, lining up from the shotgun. And Blanton, he'll go down. It's sack time all the way back at the original line of scrimmage. Sack made on the big play by number 90, Leo Jefferson, the defensive tackle. He's joined out there by Joshua Williams. And Billy Ray Valentine is at the defensive end position, and Mickey Gibson is the rookie defensive end.
I appreciate you going through all of the lineup there on the Seattle side of the ball, Colin, and let's just not skip over T. DeQueen. She's the queen for a reason, because she is.
Throw down the middle is caught for the first down on 3rd and long, all the way out to the 50-yard line. That's Gus Scott, the new acquisition, free agent pickup, previously spent the previous 2 years with the DC Dragons.
That was a nice play, and I think the Atlanta Swarm surprised a little bit there, as they had really good coverage.
Here is Blanton under center, split backs. We see Powell in the backfield for the first time with Scott. Powell will get the ball in the swing, and the tackle is made out there by the inside linebacker, Cree Higgins. Diamond Blackwell is the outside linebacker, along with Hall of Famer Quanah Shine. Don Fletcher, Jack Napier, and Jay Miraculous are the corners. Moose Papineau, Grant Hardaway are the free safeties, and the strong safety is Chris Henry, who calls himself the king. Is laying down the middle of the field, catch made by David Gears. And Gears, who was the explosive playmaker last year for these Nemesis, starts off with a big play here down the middle.
Well, it's just in from the staff of the Rick meter. They're intrigued. They're intrigued, Colin. This is of interest here. As the Nemesis have the ball on the plus side of the field at the 30.
20-yard gain on that reception. Here's the first carry for Baloo Scott, who had 390 yards all last year with the Motor City V8s in her rookie year. Takes this carry and picks up 8 yards to set up a 2nd and 2.
I think Baloo Scott's one of the promising young talents in the league, Colin. Be fun to see how she does in her sophomore season. And
oh, that's nearly an interception. Now that's a problem Blanton had last year. He threw 31 interceptions, only 16 touchdowns, and he nearly had one there. But it's still 3rd and 2 for Seattle, looking to respond to the Atlanta touchdown on the opening possession. Gears had 867 yards receiving last year for this Nemesis team. He's the top returning receiver. As Blanton to the end zone, touchdown, Seattle!
Oh, looky what I found there.
Zachary Patton, wow!
Very nice drive by the Nemesis. And look at that bullet right there.
And for Patton, who had only 2 receiving touchdowns on 82 grabs last year, already has 1 to start season 20. Magnificent. Christian Ronald Suey, he was one of the players to watch coming into this year, on for the extra point attempt. Out of the hold of Tyler Sky is up and good. So with 4:20 to go, we're all knotted up at 7 apiece.
Well, both teams trade long drives, look good on offense, and we're tied at, well, it's supposed to be 7. It says 6-7. They didn't miss that, did they?
No, they made it.
They made it. All right. As you said, we're knotted up. 7 all.
That's a 22-yard touchdown pass. We'll get to the rest of the drive summary in a minute as Finnemore returns it out to the 29. Let's go over to Seattle defense.
Please.
Sean Parrott is the defensive end along with Aaron Stein. Greg Ward is the defensive tackle. Catherine Horrell along with KT. Catherine Horrell is the other defensive tackle. KT Horrell and David Horrell are the linebackers. Besides, Citron was voted captain. He's the other outside linebacker. As Hollywood explodes for a 6-yard pickup. He already has 30 yards and 6 carries.
Colin, I believe they've run that play maybe 4 times already in the game, and 2 of them have been nice and 2 promising. So I think we're going to see plenty of BGD Hollywood, student body right.
Amir Bryant Jr., a free agent pickup from Queen City, is the cornerback. Daniel Valentine is the other. Ethan Kai and Brady Clark are the free safeties. Doug Day, of course, the big free agent pickup from Fort Worth. The one-time All-Star is the strong safety. His first down run by Hollywood, he just makes those routine as the man who has more spin cycles than a washing machine picks up a first down.
Oh, I just got this text from Doug Day, Colin. He says, once an all-star, always an all-star. No such thing as former, at least in his life. I don't know, just passing that along.
Here is Hollywood on the carry. He's tackled for a loss of 2 by Catherine Horrell. And we've seen this movie before, Rick. Buckle up. It's the hurry up coming. Throw down the middle, Wooding, first down.
Yeah, that's a first down, Atlanta, whatever. I want to go back to the Catherine Horrell tackle there. The only way to be sure about bringing BGD Hollywood down is what she did. You got to wrap them up and just try and use leverage.
This is the first time these 2 teams have ever met in SFL play, as Hollywood picks up 2 yards on the swing. He gets the carry again, has a first down to more than a 30. And he's finally knocked down at the Seattle 19 by Brady Clark. And you see the numbers there, Rick. Hollywood is heating up in a major way.
Yeah, it's I didn't even notice. Are they stunting on the O-line or anything? Or is it just a straight out go run around the left or the right end?
There might be a backside guard pulling. I'll have to pay attention.
Have to pay closer attention. That'll be somebody's job. Oh, wait, that's our job. There we go.
Hollywood tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Impressive.
No gain.
I'm not sure they had an extra lead, an extra blocker coming out there.
The second-year player, Messiah Citron, on the tackle. It'll be second down. Atlanta goes with 3 wide receivers. Fenimore in the slot. He's the return man. Back to throw Dynasty over the middle. Knocked down. Incomplete. KT Orell with the swat. Gets her big mid up there and knocks it down to set up 3rd and 10.
The Horrell clan being heard from here in this drive. Trying to keep the swarm out of the end zone, Colin.
3rd and 10 from the 18. And just need to get past the 10-yard line for the first down. Bunch to the top. Dynasty to throw. Goes toward the isolated side, and Boo Chisholm unable to haul it in. There were a couple of gray shirts in the neighborhood, and Sammy Steele will be on for the field goal attempt, Rick.
You know, Steele's obviously reliable, and that's the option right here, but Atlanta just taking a shot in there. I mean, well defended. Not afraid to put it into traffic and see what happens. Got to respect that.
For Atlanta, they finished 6-6 a year ago. Seattle was last in their division. Only 1 win, looking to improve on that as the field goal is up and good. From 35 yards from Steele, and we have a 10-7 ball game.
Well, we've got a little break in the action. I want to let everybody know that if you're new to the SFL, Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy.
And Seattle on the return up the middle to the 24. This is a defense that was ranked 6th against the pass in Seattle, but they had a hard time preventing their opponents from scoring and stopping a run. Offensively, they were near the bottom in terms of rush yards per game, which is why they went out and got Baloo Scott. And they also converted less than 50% on 3rd down a year ago. We're hoping to improve on those marks as the season goes forward. Baloo Scott on the swing pass. He did that a lot for the V8s a year ago.
They did.
Picks up 9.
They stole that play from you guys. And I don't know if we'll get another look at it, but you can see the athletic talent of Baloo Scott. She was out there. The throw was a little off. She catches it, does a 360, doesn't even really slow down her VMG. Sorry. Velocity made good. Her vector, I was like, that was super impressive.
She gets the carry here, but loses 2 yards. And she's racked up at the 31. Tackle made on the play by Billy Ray Valentine in the backfield. 3rd and 3 for Seattle. Blunt will put it in the air, long, and Moose Papano almost had the interception.
Sorry about that, Colin. I was oohing and ahhing over the top of your call. My bad.
This is Lilac Butte is on the field for his first.
Who? Give me that name again.
Lilac Buke.
Yeah, cool.
Butte. He's on for his first punt. He's standing at his own 15. Fenimore back to return. Rashawn got it away.
Sends the rush after the kick. Trying to make something happen there. We're almost getting to the end of the first quarter, Colin, and the staff at the Rick meter, they're excited. They're scribbling and pulling out their slide rules and doing their ciphers, all the plus them ups and take them aways, and they're going to have some info for you here in the second quarter.
Fenimore on the reception. He's good for, they're going to call it 7, down to the 38. We reached the end of the first quarter. Scores Atlanta 10, Seattle 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Welcome back to the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta Swarm taking on the Seattle Nemesis. Started the second quarter. And we get an offsides. It'll be enough for a first down. Hollywood gets that and plenty more. They'll decline the penalty as Grady Clark just had to shut up and hang on for the ride. Get him down past the 50.
Holding on for dear life. Hey, in the chat, Brady Clark's asking, says, hey, this is the point of the game where I like to chat out what's the Rick meter and how did I miss this? Well, I can tell you a little bit about it as we go. The Rick meter is a system whereby through the crack analysis of all the nerds and geeks on the staff, they will analyze all the trends and the momentum and the stats, and they will give the viewing and listening public an early indication as to who really is going to win this game. And so right now we ride a neutral position until we get an official reading. And that initial reading will be coming up later here in the second quarter.
I got a 2nd and 6, pick up a 4, and the pass to Booches in there by Bryant Dynasty. And he gives off to Hollywood. The Hall of Famer breaks a tackle, but cannot break the second wave of defenders. As you see the numbers there, not much of comparison in terms of yardage, but Blue Scott with the healthy average as we take a look at the early facts and figures from our statisticians.
It's an important third down. I'm not going to go critical in this one, but Atlanta would obviously like to continue to possess the ball here.
Throw down the field. It's caught by Siege Falco, number 17, who serves as the general manager off the field, primarily in charge of roster construction. Catches it for the first down.
As you watch some quality QB play, there's just scanning the right side of the field the whole time. Dekes the secondary. In the last moment, turns to probably what was the first option, Colin, over on the left, near the sideline.
We have a split backfield, 3 wide receivers. We get another free play as Dynasty fires it out to Fenimore and most likely decline this one. Amar Bryant Jr. on the tackle. And they'll accept the penalty. They'll repeat the down. Yeah. They'll take the yards.
Exactly. Get an extra down in a few yards. Hey, thanks, Siege Falco, for helping to contribute to the information and really the mythology around the Rick meter. It's powered by a surplus diesel motor from an old German submarine. It's decorated in neon, and it's also delusional. We'll get to that later.
Here's Dynasty, gets off to Hollywood. He's through the middle and down to the one only first and goal. And with that carry, he's already, according to the official numbers, broken the century mark. He just continues to rack up the yardage. Brady Clark saves a touchdown for the moment.
The yardage. Every now and then that New York accent slips through, doesn't it, Colin?
It does. And I'm not even from New York.
He could go all the way.
Here's Hollywood again on the stretch with the juke and powers in for a second touchdown. It's now a 16-7 ball game with 8:05 to go in the first half, and the Hive is loving it.
The Hive's alive. It's buzzing. Oh, wait. Yeah, a lot of young people work with me, and so I'm trying to be hip. So I think I can say that the Hive is it bussin'? Is it bussin'? Am I doing it right?
Oh, don't encourage us,
FR, NGL. Yeah, I know those are real things. Just not sure what they mean.
Hollywood already 14 carries and 2 touchdowns. He's ended up in the end zone already twice today. And now it's 17-7 with 8:05 to go in the first half.
We've got our first cringe comment in the chat. Love it. Cringe, right? Hey, I'm not some rando.
No,
I'm legit.
You're not rando at all. Trust me, folks. He's been working on his attempted young people game all off season. Believe me.
Hello, my fellow young people, and here's the kick return
by Gus Scott. It's out to the 28-yard line, and Seattle is now going to be looking for a response. First and 10 from the 28. Three tight ends on the field. Lou Scott with the carry, and Scott plunges ahead for a 2-yard pickup to the 30. Mickey Gibson, part of the minor leagues defending champions, the Albuquerque Adams. On the tackle there. 2nd and 8. Throw up. This is Patton. He said he got enough for the first down. And the drive continues marching along for the Nemesis. First and 10 from the 38. Shotgun look, 2 tight ends. Here's Bland. Fires down the middle. Oh! I thought a catch was made by Pauly Truth, the tight end. But it was dropped. Instead, Moose Papineau providing the hit. Incomplete. Here's 4 wide receivers on the field for Seattle. Throw is dropped inexplicably by T. DeQueen. Moose Papineau got his hands on it. Ball popped in the air, and it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 38. Thrown off and C drops from DeQueen, who made an explosive rookie campaign with some really good numbers. 47 grabs for 540 yards. She makes the catch here, and she's on her way down to the 22-yard line.
40 yards on the play. First down, Lynx.
T. DeQueen on the reception. Look at her run the corner out in front of Jay Miraculous. Gets her team down to the 22. And Terrell Blanton is up to 92 yards on 7 of 11 passing. And has 1 passing touchdown. Blanton back to throw, throws a little drop. Zachary Patton was wide open, not a soul was around, but yet he dropped the ball.
Yeah, you got to make those plays, right? At this level, you can't be dropping passes. Got to take every advantage, especially against a quality team that the Chisholms have in Atlanta, and their staff and their players. They don't give you many openings.
Here's the throw complete out to the 19. This is David Gears on the reception. And for Gears, that's his second grab. As Blanton is now 9 of 14, 131 yards and 1 touchdown. Seattle will empty the backfield, go 5 wide, throw down the middle of the field, first down catch is made at the 10-yard line.
Let's see where they mark it. I'm going to say it's at the 10 or inside because it's first and goal. We got a first and goal, and we got Denver going crazy here in the booth. He loves it.
He was excited for the first road trip of the year. It's Baloo Scott on the carry, and Scott all the way down to the 6. They're going to say it's a pickup of 4. Second and goal from the 6. Three tight ends on the field. Swing out to Baloo Scott. She didn't have any blockers though and lost yardage back to the 7. Her offensive lineman up there out to dry that time, Rick, and it sets up a third and goal from the 7.
Live and die with your O-line, don't you, Colin? He's had a number of good plays in that one. Somebody missed an assignment or 2.
This is the 11th play of the drive, and it's going to be a pass. Ooh. It's going to be short of the end zone, and out of bounds of the 1 goes Patton, who had the touchdown reception.
Well, how gutsy are you here, Colin? Down by 10, but still in the first half. You're on the road. You need points. 3's a good option, and that's what they're going to do. Take it back to a 1-score game. For those that allow themselves to be bored by my commentary, you'll know I count possessions, and that's really what it comes down to.
The 18-yard field goal is up and good.
And they become more valuable as the game wears on.
So Seattle gets 3 points out of that drive to cut the deficit to 7. It's now 17-10 with 3:40 left to go in the first half. Oh, Doug, he wanted to say hi to the dog, by the way.
Yeah, Doug's been a handful here in the first half, not going to lie. NGL. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to say.
Return from the 5 by Finmore up the middle to the 26 is where they'll mark him. First down, Atlanta.
Hey, liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of the SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Colin, you kidding me? 10 years? You kidding me?
10
years.
10 years. That really flew by. As PDG Hollywood. Look at this run, Rick. He He made a mountain out of a molehill by breaking a tackle in the backfield there. And then he carried one defender before getting sandwiched by another. This is 2nd down and 1.
Having a reliable back season after season is such an advantage for Atlanta.
Breaking tackle is Hollywood, and Doug Day saves what could have been a longer run. Tackles him at the 49 of Seattle. Right now approach the 2-minute warning. We get a question in the chat that says, what does the Denver meter say? Does it say more treats?
The Denver meter. It always says more treats. Or petting or going outside and running around. That's the Denver hat trick.
Yeah, throw it out to Hollywood.
Treat, petting, and running around. Well, and I'm sorry. That's not it. It's a treat. It's working for Colin and running around. He really likes to work for Colin.
That is true. Hollywood picked up 4 yards there on a swing pass. He's done that for years. O'Brien joins him in the backfield. They got 3 wide receivers. Ball's on the Seattle 45. Dynasty fires. It's complete to Kyle Fenimore. Short of sticks. We reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League. Presented by APM Music on YouTube.
Hey, you want in-depth statistics all season long? Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. And to see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next SFL class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. And there's your home for a first down.
The counter was made by Hollywood.
You know, I thought we were going to see a lot more of that, but take it. Big fan of the counter this year for some reason. Maybe because, I don't know, Colin, it works. Hello, McFly.
16 carries, 117 carries, 125 yards.
117 carries?
17 carries, 125 yards.
Sorry. I got to pay attention.
Yeah, try to keep up. As Hollywood takes it for carry number 18, picks up 4 yards. To the Seattle 32 clock winds down. Remember, Atlanta started the game started this half with the ball.
Yeah, they went down the field and promptly scored.
As Hollywood is stopped in a major way in the backfield at the 35. That is David Horrell, who's already up to 5 tackles. That's his 2nd TFL. Timeout called with 63 seconds left.
5 tackles. Muy impressivo.
Bunch to the top, Fenimore isolated to the bottom. It's a 3rd down and 8. Brian Dynasty. 6-step drop, fires, has Chisholm open for the first down. And here we go. It's the same song and dance from before. Hurry up. Here's Dynasty. Quick drop. Fires. And it's caught.
What happened?
Out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. I thought Falco extended it over. But Daniel Valentine, top returning corner, saved what could have been a touchdown.
Oh yeah, he fell forward, but on the wrong side of the pylon. Good D. Hope and pray on that, keeping him out of the end zone. They get to play 3 more downs.
Siege is saying he was robbed of a touchdown. We was robbed. It's Dynasty fires end zone, touchdown. It doesn't go to Falco, it goes to Boo Chisholm.
Congratulations, Boo Chisholm.
And the hive is once again buzzing with activity. Just an easy slant pattern. Looked like Desmond Howard did that all the time in college.
That's right. A little inside leverage. And while we're waiting for the extra point attempt, this in from the Rick meter, it is Lean Atlanta. Lean Atlanta, for those uninitiated, it's neutral, lean, or full on, full prediction for the winner. And it can move back and forth during the game depending on the gameplay.
And the time of the score, which is 42 seconds left to go in this first half. It's 24-10, Atlanta in firm control following a touchdown drive. And it ended up pass to Booches.
Yeah, that's got to give the Atlanta coaching staff a little relief there. Watching Seattle go down and hang 7 on them with their first possession, I think was probably a little mildly upsetting. Question mark?
The defense has only given up 3 points since. As the return by Gus Scott. Couple of spins up to the 23. Pseudo Nakai. He says, so the Rick has spoken, so it shall be done.
I'll take this opportunity to say how much I like and appreciate Pseudo Nakai and everything about him.
Here is 1st and 10 play for Seattle. The out route is caught by Zachary Patton, who gets knocked out of bounds at the pickup of 6. Thanks to a nifty spin move, you see the quarterback comparison there. And Rick, it's pretty even. Guys have kept it clean, away from turnovers for the most part.
Yeah, you're right. No turnovers, just a couple of jumpy defensive linemen for the Nemesis. The only Hankies we've had on the field so far. No controversial calls or challenges either. So for this commenter who likes all that stuff, pick it up, boys. Girls.
Here's the give up the middle. This is
to first down.
Scott. No, they did not give her the first down. And it now changes things. Here's the give off to the fullback. And that gets them first down. They do have all 3 timeouts. I don't know why they're not calling it.
Oh, they're going to go to their first half grave with all their timeouts. Boring.
Now they call timeout with 3 seconds left. As it's interesting. Brady Clark asks if the meter does change throughout. Yes, it does depend on the flow and the mood of the game. And right now, Seattle is behind, but they are.
Yeah, one way to interpret it is if it's leaning or full on against your team, it just shows what kind of effort is going to be required. If you think about matching effort with effort in an equal game, if you start getting behind on the Rick meter, that just says the obvious, right? You've got to out-effort and out-produce the other team just to pull it to neutral.
Sack on the previous play. And it's called timeout with 1 second left. And the coach, he doesn't look too happy with that one.
Can they still get another timeout in here? Maybe they could call it back-to-back timeouts. Just not be derisively mocked by yours truly.
And I think I saw some discussion in the chat that Guy Clausen says the Motor City store ought to have like some sort of Rick meter shirt or Rick shirt.
You know, the league actually made a graphic back in the day, and they used it for a while, but maybe I got on there on the league's nerves because they don't do it anymore.
Oh, it's the first half. We're under the sack. This is Leo Jefferson lined up at the nose tackle position with a big loss back to the 36. And Atlanta is firmly in control. They're up 24-10 at the half. Rick, what did you see?
Well, I saw the Nemesis really were impressive in their first couple of possessions and getting 10 points on the board, but they've allowed the Swarm to, is it maybe 17 straight? Kind of lost track. I have to look at the actual scoring flow. But, yeah, Nemesis is behind the 8 ball. They're going to have to outproduce Atlanta in the third quarter to get this thing back. Now, there's many ways to do that, right, Colin? Your offense can start being more efficient, more effective. Your defense, same. When you have special teams, right? Don't forget about special teams.
You already had one field goal. You already had one field goal for Seattle.
Yep.
There's the touchdown to Patton, which was a very impressive throw from the second-year quarterback. A lot of these guys on Seattle, with the exception of Gus Scott, who's a third-year player overall, a lot of them were brought in to Seattle. Many of them were rookies. Paulie Truth was already a veteran as well, but it's the second year in the system for a lot of these guys, and they seem to be. They have points of gelling, but Atlanta is an awfully tough draw, especially in the first week.
Tell me about the Four Horsemen, Colin, in the chat. That one's going over my head.
Well, the boys in Atlanta, they call their defensive line the Four Horsemen. You know, because it's the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It's the professional wrestling stable of.
Yeah, well, it's Genesis is in the Bible, right? Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I get that. I get that now. Guess I knew that. Forgot it. Thank you for reacquainting me with that. But rebranding as the buffet line. What? That was a little shade there.
Well, they're rebranding as the buffet line because they've been eating.
Have they been feasting?
You know, they got a couple of sacks. Billy Ray Valentine had one. Leo Jefferson. The other.
So we're underway here in the third quarter. Remind everybody the Rick meter is leading Atlanta right now. Let's see what Seattle can do. See if they can out-effort and out-produce Atlanta over the next 10, 15 minutes.
They'll start from the 23. You gotta admit the whole cloak and dagger identity, you know, that guy holding the dagger in his hand, you know,
oh yeah.
You know, that sort of mystic
imagery,
a very good vibe. As we'll get our first game break from Cameron Irvine of the evening. Cam, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Colin. I got the rookie Sean Sanders getting in from 1 yard out already in this half, 10 carries and a touchdown. And Jacksonville spreading Sioux Falls out, leads 10-3 in the second. Back to you guys in Atlanta.
That's a guy I called a lot of in the minors. He's a pretty electric player. Let's see how Jacksonville uses him here in season 20 as Baloo Scott on the swing reception. Picks up yardage to the 29. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Well, the battle of the uniforms goes to Sioux Falls. Just going to say. I love those color rush. Mono, yellow, green, yellow. What color do you call that?
It's yellow.
Yellow. What are you, yellow? Nobody calls me chicken.
As the slant is over the middle, T. DeQueen on the reception. DeQueen. 2 grabs for 45 yards in the first half.
I'd like to thank
makes one here.
Subjects helped me make this catch.
Down to the 41. We have 2 sacks for Leo Jefferson on 3 tackles. There's a bunch up to the top. Paulie Truth is in that bunch. Gears is by himself to the bottom. They go toward the... Oh, they got the first down. Gus Scott carrying a guy on his back.
Heck of an effort. That's the second best effort I've ever seen. Just dragging the dude.
And Seattle showing up. Well, they're not dead yet. It's just a flesh wound.
That's right. Come on.
As Baloo Scott takes the hand up and she picks up 4 yards for her troubles.
I think we got to see some passing action to Baloo Scott, too. It's got to be one of their best options, Colin.
Scott already has 3 receptions for 12 yards. In fact, she's averaging more yards per reception than she is carry at the moment.
I'm just saying.
Here's Blanton over the middle. Oh, good coverage there. David Gears, and the receiver is incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Just couldn't quite get enough separation there. Allowed the defender to get their big paw in and around the the catch radius. Not sure the pigskin.
Here's a 3rd and 6 from the 45. We have 5 wide in the back. 5 wide out in the pattern. As back to throw, fires, and it is too far, incomplete. Zachary Patton, the intended receiver, and
that was weird. They're like open. What happened? And the protection was great. I was going to make a comment on that. We're having 5, and there might have been a 6 as the tight end leaked out, but yeah. Sorry about that, Seattle.
I think he just overshot the receiver.
Or maybe they went too shallow on the curl or the out.
Oh, the snap is over the punter's head. The snap is over the punter's head, and beautiful. No, he has to dive on it all the way back in the 10. And Atlanta will take over there. Just a weird sequence of events. First, the snap goes over the punter's head. The punter is game enough to retrieve it. He tries to kick the ball, and then boop, it gets blocked. SFL Pause has some good material already.
Oh, my. I don't believe what I just saw. Apologies to
Jack Buck. As the throw goes up to Kyle Fenimore.
Oh, my goodness.
It'll be on the 3 now.
Just when we were all getting excited about Seattle's drive. And the defense cannot believe they're standing in their own end zone right now.
Yeah, one play and they're standing in their own end zone.
We got a huddle in the end zone because, well, our punter. Our punter. Hashtag punter.
Fenimore catches in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. First passing touchdown of the day for Bryant Dynasty. As we get a look at the catch one more time, I think people are still trying to process their shock. And Dwayne Schindler, my buddy, says he feels sorry for the Sats team. He says, I guess it goes down as a fumble and then a block. I don't know how they would score that one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great one. It's a great one. Want to give a shout out to our stats team tonight, Mark Chisholm and Ethan Kai. Thank you so much.
We get
Mark Chisholm has forgotten more about SFL football than I've ever known. So happy to have him along in the background.
And it's now just like that. All of a sudden, a 20-point deficit. It's now 30-10 after that drive from Seattle.
And to make matters worse, here comes the Rick meter. This just in from the teletype machine connected to the Rick meter out in the parking lot. Rick meter is now full lean Atlanta. Full lean Atlanta. Atlanta is now expected to win per the Rick meter.
Number 57 for Atlanta is Diamond Blackwell. Out there on special teams is Scott. Mixed the return up to the 27, and all of a sudden Seattle has themselves a 21-point hole to climb out of.
Hey, appreciate the shout out in the chat. You know, we were talking about the Rick meter earlier. I mentioned, Colin, that it's delusional, right? This is where you say just like you, I'm afraid.
No, I'm not delusional.
No, you were going to. And
no, you're the one who's delusional.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just. I thought I heard control in my ear. Sorry about that. I might have been talking over that.
We'll cover this play one more time. I think that was going to be another game break as Beluse Scott takes the end off her best carry, sets up a 3rd and 4. Cam, what do you got for us?
Oh man, I got something exciting. Watch Jacksonville dig into the last play, the last book of the page of the playbook. Look at O.J. Bruin just trotting up to the line of scrimmage and no-huddle offense. Empty backfield, 5 wide. What's he do? He takes off for a quarterback sneak. And Jacksonville leads 17-3 in the second, guys.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Right, Chad?
Yeah, he must have dug deep into the playbook as Gus Scott picks up the first down to the Seattle 43. And
all right, here we go. Seattle, let's go.
And the nemesis.
Yeah.
They really have to try to get something going for, I think, just to boost morale of the team. Because if things were going great and all of a sudden the snap goes over Lilac Bute's head and, you know, he gets it blocked.
Well, yeah, right. And I wouldn't say, you know, it's over. The Rick meter thinks it might be, or is predicting that's what's going to happen. But 3 scores, you get a score here, you get a defensive stop, maybe you go down and get another score, field goal, something like that. You know, it's a game. There's still, you know, we're just under 7 minutes in the third quarter.
Here's the give to Powell on the fullback dive, his second carry, and he nearly picks up a first down for his troubles.
Man, he may have. Did you see how he, at the last second, reached out with the ball? It looks like it achieved the line to gain, but he may have been down before that happened. Let's see precisely what was going on. And
yeah, his knee was down.
Yep.
Just run the same play, Seattle. Let him finish the job.
Yeah, go full De La Salle right here. Something works. Keep calling it until it doesn't, right?
Blanton will throw. It's out to Beluscacci. His blockers this time and gets out to the Atlanta 40-yard line. See the numbers for Blanton. He is actually out throwing Dynasty. He's got 188 and a touchdown.
Scott there, the victim of a clothesline tackle, it appeared, but either nobody noticed or maybe those are legal. Or they might be illegal. Oh, by the way, this just in, there's no gambling at Bushwood.
Throw down the middle. Swatted away. That was Jack Napier. Pass intended for Gus Scott. You know, the judge also said there was no gambling at Bushwood, and he also said he never sliced, and then he proceeded to, on the next drive, slice his shot about 400 yards.
Cracked it right into the trees, right? I think he still owes Al Chervik.
Second and 10.
$50 says you slice.
2 receivers to the top. This is pair. Slot pair. Throw down the middle. Catch made.
Really
nice. By Gears to the 22 of Atlanta.
The entire Atlanta D line, which I am now recalling, they call themselves the Four Horsemen, all stunted to the left in unison, trying to disrupt the blocking scheme. And good on the Nemesis O-line. They picked it up and gave him enough time to complete that pass. That was a thing of beauty. Look at this.
Just under 5 minutes to go. Trips to the bottom. They go the other way with Baloo Scott, and she picks up 5 yards.
Wow, they were brought everybody on the line, and they were playing tight man, was Atlanta. Dicey if you get beat on the back end. But they take that gamble. Hey, up by 3 scores. Why not? So, Swarm defense throwing some fun looks.
20 of 29 now is Terrellus Blanton, the quarterback. He's back to throw. 7-step drop. Down he goes. It's sack time. Billy Ray Valentine, number 93, second sack of the game.
Yep,
The defensive end came flying in there.
They finally put through the Swarm defense finally threw so much enough information at the Nemesis O-line that they had looked like they had a buffering problem there, and allowed the rush to get home.
Only 5 rush yards for Seattle at this point. Here's Blanton. 3rd and 12, fires. It's incomplete. Into a crowd, and it looks like they'll salvage a field goal opportunity from Ronald Suey here.
Take that. I'll tell you, they need to break the scoring drought. They're going to be a 40-yarder.
Oh, really funny comment from King Henry in the chat. He thinks the quarterback, Billy Ray Valentine, thinks the quarterback is a fruit basket. As the field goal is no good.
Oh, no. Well, let's get another look at it here.
Oh, it just drifted off to the right. It didn't even hit the post. It just pushed it.
Just a slight miss hit. Well, that's disappointing.
I-wing Jokers out of the strong eye this time. Here's the give to Hollywood, and he loses 2 yards.
Hey, you know, Colin, we've been talking a lot about these players, new players, rookies, players changing teams, start of the season. You know, there's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player, though. Join our Discord server. Check out content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit www.simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon in the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We'll see you there.
3rd and 6 from the Atlanta 35. Seattle looking for a stop. In essence, the muffed punt off the bad snap. And then the only turnover of the game. Dynasty, wide open receiver. First down to the 49. It's the Siege Falco, number 17.
This is a nice, clean pocket. Falco finds some empty space where he can get to the buffet line. The buffet.
4 grabs for 49 yards for Siege.
Those requiring the buffet should get open more.
As Hollywood only picks up 1 yard before he's smacked hard. Is that? Yes, that is David Harrell.
How many tackles is that guy?
He's got 6 tackles and 1 assist, 2 of which are TFLs. And Kyle Fenimore's caught all 6 balls thrown his way.
Wow.
Including the touchdown from earlier.
There's some good individual efforts on display here as we take under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Atlanta Swarm leads Seattle Nemesis 31-10. Colin Northrop, your play-by-play man. I'm Rick Northrop.
Hello, everyone. He set up a 3rd and 2. One receiver to the side. Throw down the middle. Jamal Wooding, the tight end, has it at the 36. Interesting talk about the Seattle Seahawks in the chat. The one Lions fan I see says they shouldn't have even been there.
No, the Seahawks should have been cleaning out their lockers. Well, the NFL did everything they could, gave the game to Seattle, and then tried to get demoralized Detroit and Green Bay. All Detroit did was show the NFL they're the best team going 8-2 over the last 10 games.
Kyle Fenimore on the reception to the Seattle 25. We're under 50 seconds to go in the quarter.
I'm not bitter. Not bitter at all, jerks.
Yeah. What is it with the Lions being screwed over in the game? They weren't even in by the refs.
And now the NFL is investigating the officiating irregularities in the Seattle-Los Angeles game. Whatever.
Lost a 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
I understand if I make an L and put it on my forehead and call out the NFL, that somehow will hurt them, make them feel bad.
Here's the give on the stretch play to Hollywood. Spins ahead. It'll be 3rd and 8. On the Seattle 23 as we start the 4th and final stanza. Put your 4s, 86s, and 12s up in the chat, folks. Atlanta's in control. They're up 31-10. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by AP Music on YouTube.
Hey, capping off a Sunday night of SFL action, the Minnesota Legend are fresh off an inaugural season playoff berth. The Sasquatch welcome Portland in week 1. Who won 4 out of 6 to close the last season out. That was amazing. Who will start their season off right? Catch kickoff at 9:15 in the East, part of a 4-game SFL slate. Sunday on SFL YouTube.
Brian Dynasty gets introduced to sack time, and the first Seattle sack belongs to number 60, Aaron Stein. And Atlanta will be on to try another field goal attempt.
This is not necessarily a gimme either. 44-yarder, maybe? It's up.
It is good. It's now 34-10.
Atlanta stretches their lead here to the start of the 4th. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. A great place for music and a great longtime sponsor of the league, Colin. Thank you, APM Music.
Returned by Gus Scott up to the 24. And Seattle, they thought they had 3 points on their last drive, but their kicker decided to go ahead and miss.
Well, I don't think he decided, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
His leg decided he didn't want it.
Just yanked it a little bit to the left.
Lou Scott on the carry picks up 6 yards.
Like that Blue Scott, which is still on the Motor City V8s, but wish her well. And she's been acquitting herself in fine fashion here this evening in Atlanta.
3 wide in the gun. Blanton throws complete. This is Gears. He's out of bounds at the 35.
It kind of rolled around funky, but he gets up okay. Decided not to go to Funky Town.
1st and 10 at the 35.
Yeah.
Scott on the carry.
There
She
we
picks
go.
up 5.
Just good old-fashioned football, right chair.
Scores should be 34-10. Still showing 31 at the moment.
Sometimes there's some. We already talked about RAM and buffer delays. Maybe that's what's happening. Lots going on all the time at headquarters in SFL Central, Colin. So
throw over the middle. Oh, the drop. It's dropped down the middle field. King Henry delivers the boom. I think one of the tight ends was down there for it.
Yeah, interrupting the catch process, as they say. So what are you calling here? What's your pattern? What's your number one option? Inside leverage from the slot?
They're going to go slants over the middle. Catch made. This time, Polly Truth hangs on. As Blanton now is at 230 yards. On 21 completions.
That's a good evening's worth of work, Colin. We've still got time to go in the 4th quarter.
Dean Jackson's the only one without so much as a target at the moment.
Really? Interesting.
Here's Blant. Fires deep down the middle. Diving catch. Made at the 22-yard line. David Gears full extension. Watch this, Rick.
I'm watching. Oh, that's a thing of beauty right there. Look at that. And hangs on. Yeah, Gears and Scott, not bad tall. And the QB play's been okay as well. They just haven't been able to put points in sustained drives.
Here's the loose Scott on the carry, and she picks up yardage of 7 down to the 15.
Hey, we'll revisit the Rick Meter discussion for a second. Part of its delusion is, and this isn't true, but the Rick Meter believes that the SFL was organized to gain its favor. And when teams hear that it's leaning or that they're predicted to win with a full lean, they go out and try and make that happen because they want to gain favor with the Rick Meter. That's what the Rick Meter believes. That's the essence of the comment earlier in the chat. As the Rick Meter says, so shall it be done, right? So there's a bunch of inside jokes. But welcome to, what season are we on now?
It's season 20.
Season 20. S20. Everybody, if you're not acquainted with the Rick Meter.
Here we go.
Now you are.
3rd and 3. Here's the throw over the middle. Catch made on the slant. First down, Zachary Patton. As the defense was unable to corral it on 2nd and short, Seattle makes them pay on 3rd down.
They do.
I formation, Powell and Scott.
Like 6 tight ends in the game.
Certainly looks like it.
And they run away from him. Nice.
The run goes down to the 1. The loose Scott, that'll be 2nd and goal.
A little deke move right there. That sets up the ability to use that formation at some point again and then run something else out of it. Oh, here we go with the balance line.
Now they have one receiver lined up tight to the wing. That's Gears. Scott on the carry, and she scores. Baloo Scott, touchdown, Seattle.
Good looking drive, and I'm a big fan of the play calling down there in the goal line.
And for Scott, who had only 5 rushing touchdowns all of last year.
How many today?
She's had 1 already. So
oh, that's the first one?
That's the first one.
Who got the other one?
It was a touchdown pass from
that's right.
Blanton to Pat.
That's right.
Christian Ronald Suey on for the extra point, 55 yards on 15 carries. Almost 4 yards a carry for Baloo Scott, 3.7, rounded up to 4.0.
Okay, Henry Jones, the bare necessities. Hat tip right there. Right there, my friend.
6:14 to go. Still have time to kick it off and play defense.
Go ahead, sorry.
Don't think you're in quite the desperate territory yet.
No. I was just say, Henry Jones has made a fun comment, and that's tough to do in the chat because it's a jungle out there.
Return from the 5 by Fenimore up to the 29. Is where Atlanta will begin their next possession. Ryan Dynasty, only 2 incomplete. He's thrown as many incompletions 2 as he's had touchdowns today. He's only missed it on 2 throws.
How is Seattle behind so much? They've got a lot of great individual stats.
That was in Atlanta. As Dynasty now crosses over 200 yards officially.
I'm still stuck on the Seattle individual efforts.
What a catch by Siege Falco, making it look easy.
Yep. The throw is a little offline and is able to go to the ground, adjust his body in the desired catch area, and secures it.
Blitz being shown by Seattle.
Ooh.
And it's effective. Only limits Hollywood to pick up a 2.
Did Hollywood get tackled by a slap to the helmet? What was that?
KTRL went high. but no flag.
Oh, flag.
Don't tell Roger Goodell though.
Targeting isn't even a thought in this league. So
Catch made by Chisholm up to the 44.
And part of the reason is, I believe, the SFL medical staff is just great, right, Colin?
Yes, they're top notch.
Because what always happens?
You could say they're wizards. You know, people get hurt, and all of a sudden they're playing the next week.
Right. Someone goes out with a broken leg, next week they're starting. That's amazing.
Here's Hollywood on the open side. Nobody. Brady Clark finally brings him down at the 29 of Seattle, but you can see that one coming from a mile away because there was almost no one over there. Hollywood got the ball. As the cameraman goes for the arty shot instead of the needed shot. I think somebody needs less Pop-Tarts to do. And more water and gruel.
Nothing but the best prison water and gruel for those not doing their jobs very well.
Lots of 3 on the play. As BDG's down to 150 now. David Harrell with yet another tackle, and this guy continues to fill up the stat book. This is the guy last year. Had 145 tackles and 22 TFLs.
Wow.
As Hollywood gets stopped the line of scrimmage for no gain at the 32. Joshua Williams wants the starters to come out now with what he feels is truly a well-endowed lead. Remember, KT last year had 106 tackles.
Oh, yeah?
Brady Clark with 102 from his free safety spot.
Yeah, that's amazing. How many weeks of action is that?
That is 12 weeks of that. So
yeah, you do the math. Yeah, your eyes will bug out of your head. Some great stats.
Kyle Fenimore catches it down to the 27. It's now in makeable field goal range for Sammy Steele as we tick closer to 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Well, that's precisely what they're going to do, Colin. They'd made one previously from almost the exact same spot. So this should be a high-confidence kick.
Let the play clock wind down to 2. They snap it, and the kick is right down Main Street.
Peachtree Avenue. There you go.
It's now 37-17 with 2:19 left to go in the football game.
The SFL is back with the biggest games and the best coverage of the Simulation Football League every Monday night all season long, Colin. Join Cameron Irvine, Paul Sarp, and SFL content creators for This Week in the SFL pregame, taking you around the league with highlights, analysis, interviews, hot takes, and more. Then settle in to watch the San Diego Mavericks host the London Knights. It all starts at 7 p.m. in the East, Monday night, right here on SFL YouTube. Well, those silly Kniggets, they can be a problem.
Well, Seattle has 2:12 to work with and all 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they do with it here as they start with a 4-wide formation.
Yeah, you know, they're likely not going to get over on this game, but these are the kind of possessions that can really help you work out some kinks, gain some confidence going into your week of practice, set yourself up for your next game, and that kind of errant throw or turn near pick is not on that plan. So it brings up 2nd and 10. See what they try here.
And it looks like backups are in for Atlanta. With the exception of some starters out there, I still see along the defensive line.
Keep some crispness out there. All right, not bad.
Zachary Patton on the reception. Sets up a 3rd and 2.
Gets them ahead of the chains. Again, it's the little things when you're trying to go out, get yourself back in order. So I'll remind everybody that Rick Meter had predicted an Atlanta win early in the 3rd quarter.
And Atlanta gets a pick. First official turnover by either team.
Wow.
Don Fletcher picks it off.
Wow, he's kind of in no man's land there and finds the ball. Has to extend a little bit, but that's a pick. It's a big pick.
Clock stopped at 1:58, and the backups are in for Atlanta on offense as well.
Well, Seattle has all 3 timeouts, so they were hesitant to use it when they needed to at the end of the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they do here. Down by 20 with under 2 minutes to go.
Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback on carry, and they will use the first of their 3 timeouts here. Well, we have a second. Let's go to Cameron Irvine for a game break.
Thank you, Colin. Tight one. After your game is over, head on over to Jacksonville and Sioux Falls. Jason Williams, the free agent acquisition out of Fort Worth, gets the touchdown. That score is not 17-3. It's now 17-16 in the 3rd. 1 point Jacksonville lead. Back to you guys for the conclusion of your game in Atlanta.
Ooh, a tight one over here. Meanwhile, Seattle.
Tight one over there, you mean?
Tight one over there.
I'm sorry, you were going to say meanwhile? I interrupted your flow.
Meanwhile, the Seattle defense putting the clamps down on the Atlanta backups. 3rd and 7. Ace Goodhart at quarterback. Do they dare throw? With the backup, they do.
Getting him some work.
It throws, intercepted. Seattle gets it right back.
Gets that completion to the wrong team.
That's not what he wanted to cook, as Brady Clark grabs it out of the air.
Oh, nice. Well done. Just trying to hang with him on the route, and it's underthrown. Finds himself toting the rock. That's how kids these days talk, I'm pretty sure.
He's trying to be hip, people, but...
Hey, tip to be square. My buddy Huey Lewis told me that.
Throw it on the field, incomplete. Blanton overshot everyone.
You know there's a Huey Lewis show on Broadway?
There is?
There is, yeah. Featuring, guess what? The music from Huey Lewis and the News. In many ways, we're going back to the future.
Here's Blanton. Dorellis Blanton to throw. To the sideline and out of bounds.
The quick out in out of bounds territory. I don't know if he's mad at himself or the QB or what.
He's mad at something, clearly.
Just the whole stinking situation that's become the second half for the Nemesis. All right, here we go. Come on.
4 wide. Blanton changing the play.
Seattle drops everybody.
And they go deep. Wide open, it's Gus Scott.
He throws right over him. Nice.
And Seattle burns their last time out.
You know what's weird about that? They dropped everybody except 2 rushers. They still almost got to the QB. And even with them flooding people in the defensive backfield, Makes a nice long completion. There's a lot to dig on that play. Can you pick up what I'm putting down?
Yep.
Sounds so excited.
Yeah, I can totally pick up what you're putting down. Clock stopped with 1:31 left, ball in the Atlanta 41. Blant flick out to Blue Scott, tackled in bounds, and now Seattle gets to run the hurry up. This ought to be fun. Throw! Cheetah Queen with sliding catch down to the 35. Here's Papano gets set. Throw down the field. Oh! Zachary Benton almost had it on a ricochet, but it's incomplete. Grant Hardaway almost had it. 4th down from the Atlanta 35, exactly 1 minute to go in this game. Five wide to out in the pattern. Throw over the middle. Catch made off the
Oh my gosh.
Shears caught it. Pass was intended for Scott.
It was like a rugby scrum there trying to receive that ball. And they spike.
Spike stops the clock with 45 seconds left. And Terrell Blanton, he's thrown 46 passes today, Rick. That might have been the most spectacular one of them all. Ball is at the Atlanta 20, 1st and 10. Volley truth to the bottom of your... No, they go 4 wide. With trips to... And they run with Blue Scott, not the wisest.
A rare loss for Blue Scott.
Loss of 4. And this is the only play they have in the formation. Scott cannot get out of bounds.
4th down. No choice. Let's see. They got 3 wide to the top, Colin. I bet it's going to the guy in the bottom. Nope.
The run, and Scott, she's going to get there. Out of bounds at the 4 with 10 seconds left.
1st and go. You know, if they can get 7 here, Colin, it's not a bad score.
Scott making the clutch play on 4th down. Moose Papano among the tacklers.
Oh, window dressing at this point, though, as Atlanta has a mix of their 1st and 2nd string in, as you talked about, Colin. So they've got some house money to play with here. If Seattle wants to cash in, I think they're okay with it.
There's Blanton. Goes for the end zone. It's nearly intercepted.
Did that go off one of the officials' heads there?
It looked like it, but
it's caromy. The carom. There's your vocabulary word today. We ain't even talking about vocabulary. Study your vocabulary. It's the key to scoring well on your SAT. And the language is the coin of the realm anyway, so put some effort into it, would you?
This will be the last play of the game, barring anything crazy. It'll be a Powell handoff.
Oh, they're going to try one. The hand. There's the gun.
And Seattle comes up short, 37-17.
That's an interesting game, Colin. It was 1st quarter was neat, and 2nd quarter wasn't too bad, but then it kind of got away from Seattle as Atlanta put the hammer down. But look at the yardage. It's like the Nemesis had more total yards. And TOP was the differential, wasn't that big of a deal.
But ultimately, it was too many Atlanta big plays.
Yeah.
Set up by the turnover, which led to the Kyle Fenimore touchdown reception.
I think that's exactly right, Colin. At the end of the day, Atlanta was able to put the ball in the end zone and or kick the field goals when they got in scoring position, and Nemesis either never could get there or could never complete the deal. Ooh, look at that hole. That was good on the holders. The ball was way off line there. Didn't see that live.
Appreciate the thanks and kudos from people like Teach Falco and Josh Williams. Shout out to the two owners of these two teams, Ethan Kai and Mark Chisholm, keeping tracks of the facts and figures for us all evening. Thank you, fellas.
Congratulations to Mark Chisholm. Coming out of the gate with a win.
For Seattle, they got some good things they can work on both sides of the ball, but ultimately, they'll be in search of their first W season 20 next week.
That was a fun INT right there.
With the backups in, but this was also hilarious in so many ways. Third down, they had one timeout left, and they threw an interception.
That's all right. They're trying to get work for the backup.
Baloo Scott finishes with 18 carries and 81 yards officially.
Hey, do we have any sacks? And if so, how many?
We had 3 sacks by Atlanta and a sack by Seattle.
Not very many. It was all said and done.
Play of the game is BDG Hollywood, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 9 receptions, so under 59 total yards.
Every game we call for Atlanta, it's BGD Hollywood. He's like the SpongeBob of the Krusty Krab. Always the player of the game. Congrats.
For Rick Northup, I'm Colin Northup. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of week 1.
Flip over to Sioux Falls game if it's still on.
We'll see you next week.